Local 7304. Together, we face the challenge of developing pipelines with good jobs in the community and creating safe, equitable, and welcoming spaces for all of our team members. In partnership with the CWA, we have developed the capability to package batteries, work with high voltage electricity, commission, charge, maintain, and support electric buses. In 2021, we launched an innovative electrical tech apprentice program to further develop our people. Lastly, I'd like to thank our people. We are acutely aware of the impact that the past few years have had on our people, their families, and the communities in which we operate. More than 30,000 New Flyer buses are relied upon to transport the public safely, reliably, and responsibly in cities across North America every day. Our people never lose sight of that. Thank you.
Please welcome Mayor of St. Cloud, Dave Kleiss.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome, first of all, and I know the Vice President can probably hear this. Welcome, Madam Vice President, to New Flyer, to St. Cloud, and to Central Minnesota. I know a lot of you have probably been waiting a while, and that is not the Vice President's fault. It's the fact we don't have a river crossing that would take you earlier. We need a bridge, so just a little shout out for a little legislative federal issue that we want to have at some point. But it is my privilege and honor to be able to welcome the Vice President of the United States to St. Cloud. You know, there are almost 20,000 cities, towns, and townships in America, and the Vice President chose St. Cloud to be at. You know, and I'd like to think that the choice was because we have just the most amazing people. They're the most talented, they are the most gifted, they're the most hardworking and attractive people in Minnesota. So this would be the place you would want to go. I also, maybe it's because of it's a strong workforce that we have, and especially here at New Flyer. The men and women who work here, the partnerships, the collaboration, the partnerships with Metrobus, and I got to give a shout out to Metrobus and Ryan Daniel, the CEO of Metrobus, because it's a collaboration and partnership. That's the beauty of our community. We work together to achieve so many things, to make this community livable, you know, to make this community a place you want to live and work and succeed. Or maybe it's because just down the street we had a wastewater treatment facility that also has some hard-working people who are innovative and creative and are leading the world in clean energy right here in St. Cloud. You know, or maybe it's just our beautiful February weather. But I think it's more the collaboration and the innovation. In particular, we appreciate the Vice President being here to talk about such an important subject, clean energy. You know, or maybe also the reason for St. Cloud is because maybe she heard about in 2019 in Rome, a number of us were there in an international competition in sustainability, and we won as the most livable city in the world in our population category on sustainability. Or again, maybe the folks that are down the road here at our wastewater treatment facility are leading the world not only in clean energy but in creativity. You know, this plant just down the road from here will be, we actually set a goal, and I think this is an important thing, sets high standards and high goals. We set a goal in 2014 in the city of St. Cloud to be carbon neutral, to be producing all of our energy from clean energy by 2018. We set that goal in 2014 when we were at 0. We exceeded that goal in 2018. And now I'd like to report that we are over 100% clean energy for all of the buildings in the city of St. Cloud that are government-owned. 100%, over 100%. Last year in my State of the City, I set another goal, because goals are important to reach, to try to achieve, and that goal is by 2028 to have not only the city structures, but the city as a whole to be 100% clean energy, and by 2038 to be not only the city, but also transportation to be at 100% clean energy. So it's even more important here that the Vice President is here to talk about clean energy and to talk about that alternative fuels that we have. It's a partnership and it's a collaboration. That partnership and collaboration is with our local folks, it's with our state folks, and with our federal government. And it's because of the creativity and the ingenuity of folks in this community that work together to achieve that. It's something that I'm very proud of to be able to represent this community for, and I see a lot of faces out here that are part of that. So I thank you. And I want to again extend a tremendous grateful. It's an honor, and we've done a lot of things as collaboration. Recharge Minnesota. We've put, I think, some of the first chargers stations in St. Cloud, and we're working to continue those efforts. And it's through the partnership, and we are so honored to have New Flyer here and all the folks that work for New Flyer. You're a big part of this community, and you're really, between those collaborations and partnerships, we do well. So I want to thank again the Vice President for choosing St. Cloud to be here today when there are a lot of other places to be, and thank all of you for being here today. Let's continue to make this place a great place to live, work, and succeed. Thank you.
Please welcome Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison.
How you doing, St. Cloud? Come on, let me hear you. I don't know if you heard, but Vice President Kamala Harris is here. Y'all hear about that? Very exciting. Anybody from labor in the house? How about our environmental advocates? Any environmental advocates in the house? Okay, I want y'all to be fired up for our Vice President. I want to see some Minnesota spirit. Is that all right with you? Yes, all right. So look, the Biden-Harris administration is reminding us that our story is a story of resilience and progress. That's who we are, that's what we're about. And we've been through a lot these last few years, as you all will probably agree. We've been through quite a bit, and I don't need to remind you of it. But the fact is, the Biden-Harris administration's economic agenda is generating a manufacturing boom in clean energy, semiconductors, and infrastructure, and that means union, high-paying jobs. That's right. Vice President Harris, in particular, has demonstrated long-standing leadership at tackling the climate crisis, and in particular, on electric buses, both transit and school buses, including by, in 2019, introducing the first bill to focus on electrifying the nation's school bus fleet. That's quite an accomplishment. I think you'll agree. President Biden and Vice President Harris are making it clear that we will continue to invest in America, invest in Minnesota, invest in all of us by building an economy from the bottom up, not the top down. And with the help of organized labor, it's all right with you? And most importantly, demanding the largest corporations and the wealthiest Americans to begin to pay their fair share, we all have a role to play. For my part, I'm proud that just 10 days ago, my office at the Minnesota Attorney General's office successfully defended Governor Walz's clean car rule at the Minnesota Court of Appeals. We won a strong, unanimous decision that the rule can go forward, and this means that we will see more clean electric cars on our streets. It means Minnesota consumers will have more choices, and it means union workers right here in Minnesota will have more good jobs making these cars and building clean, prosperous economy for us all. At the end of the day, we're coming together to build our neighbors and help our neighbors afford their lives and live with dignity, safety, and respect. That is our goal, that is our promise, that is our commitment, and we've got a lot more to do. But I want to thank Mayor Kleiss, who's come here and welcomed us to his city. Let's hear it for our mayor, everybody. And I also want to hear, let's get it up for the CEO of New Flyer, Paul Sabri, who's running a pretty good company, I think. And so now, Minnesota, I hope you will remember that this great state of ours, this great country of ours, the future is brighter than the past. The best days are yet to come. And if you believe it, it absolutely will be true. Let's get ready for our awesome Vice President. Take care.
Please welcome Vice President of the Communications Workers of America, Local 7304, and Maintenance Technician at New Flyer, Wade Walvatney.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wade Walvatney. I'm the maintenance technician here at New Flyer, and I'm also the vice president of Local 7304. Millions of people in the United States depend on us at New Flyer to make sure that transit buses are reliable and safe. New Flyer values its skilled workforce, and every single worker in our union has a voice in how we get the job done. At some workplaces, you don't get that choice. You got to go out the door. With the union, there's an organized process for changing things for the better, and you have a whole bunch of people there to back you up. I live about an hour away from here with my friends and family. Thanks to the investments that the Biden administration have made, we have been busy filling orders for transportation systems across the country, which can lead to overtime. Our newest contract specifically reduces required overtime, especially for Saturdays, which makes it a lot easier for me and my counterparts at New Flyer to visit our family and create a healthy work-life balance. In our previous contract, we negotiated higher wages, paid maternity leave, time off for Juneteenth and other religious holidays, and these further contribute to our employees' work-life balance and strengthen our community. It is evident that Vice President Kamala Harris has found for families like ours for her entire career. She and President Biden secured funding in the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act to help state and local governments make the transition to electric buses, which will keep us busy here at New Flyer for many years to come. Vice President Harris led the White House task force on working, organizing, and empowerment, and is pushing for the protection of the Right to Organize Act so millions of Americans can also join a union if they have the choice. Madam Vice President, on behalf of the union members here at New Flyer, I thank you and President Biden for your commitment to rebuilding the middle class in the country and by investing in good union jobs, and we are honored to have you here. Now it is my honor to introduce the President of the United States of America, Vice President of America, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
Please have a seat. I'm here to announce the shift change. Oh, it's good to be with everyone. And Mr. Vice President Wade, thank you for that introduction. But really, truly, Wade, thank you. It's been great to walk around and see the work that's happening here. And it really is wonderful to be with all of you. Matt, thank you for taking me around as well. And it's so good to be back in Minnesota with so many incredible leaders. I want to give a shout out to the Governor, Tim Walz. He can't be with us today. He's in Washington with a bunch of the governors who are meeting there for their annual meeting. But in his absence, I have to talk about him. He has been a true champion and a partner to the President and our administration. And in particular, a champion for our climate and for communities. In fact, as you all know, earlier this week, he signed a law that will make Minnesota's electricity 100% carbon-free by 2040. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. So to Governor Walz, to the leaders who are here, the leaders of the state legislature, the general who is here, and to all of the activists and organizers who fought for years to achieve these goals, congratulations. And thank you for all that you are doing right here in Minnesota to lead our nation forward. So on Tuesday, our President Joe Biden spoke to the nation, and he declared that the state of our union is strong. And he noted that over the past 2 years, America has created over 12 million jobs. Unemployment has fallen to the lowest level that it's been in 50 years. And since we took office, more Americans have started small businesses than in any other 2-year period in our history. Think about that. Think about what that means for families, for communities, for the children of America. But we all know that we still have more work to do, to continue to build a nation where all people, no matter where they live, have the opportunity not only to survive, but to thrive. And so that's why we're here today at New Flyer, St. Cloud. I don't have to tell anybody here, businesses that do the kind of work combined with union leadership and workers are building the future of our nation. And when I look around here and the work that is happening here, everyone knows buses are our nation's most popular form of public transportation. Most popular form of public transportation. Every day, millions of Americans ride the bus to go to work, to school, to church, to the grocery store, to wherever they need to get. America's buses get people where they need to go. They are essential, and they are in desperate need of upgrade. The majority of our nation's buses run on diesel fuel. Well, here's the thing. Diesel exhaust is a poison. Breathing diesel fumes can cause headaches and nausea. It can make asthma and chronic bronchitis worse, and it can even cause a risk for cancer. Diesel exhaust is also a greenhouse gas. Every year, gas-powered buses add millions of tons of pollution to our atmosphere, which further accelerates the climate crisis. But there is a solution to all of this, and that solution is parked right over there, and right over there, and right over there. These buses, electric buses. Because as everyone here knows, electric buses do not produce toxic exhaust. They are healthier for people, cleaner for communities, and better for our planet. A few minutes ago, as Matt walked me around, I had the opportunity to take a look at one of the buses that is being built in this factory. It is a model of American innovation. No exhaust, no diesel smell. The bus has Wi-Fi and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff. And electric buses are also cheaper to run and more reliable than gas-powered buses. Cities and towns with electric fleets spend less on gas and maintenance. And as some of the leaders here can attest, that means more money in the local budget to add more routes, more stops, and more drivers. And that means more reliable service. So, you know, for anyone who's had to wait too long in the cold because the bus is late, you know how much that matters. All of this to say, electric buses are key to the future of public transportation in America, which is why, since taking office, together with Democrats and Republicans, we have invested over $5.5 billion to put thousands of new electric transit buses on the streets of our nation. And we've also done that to create jobs, so people can have shift changes and have decent work hours and have good paying union jobs. And it has meant jobs for steel workers in Ohio who make the glass for the bus windshields, jobs for electrical workers in Wisconsin who install and repair the charging stations, jobs for CWA workers here who assemble hundreds of buses a year, and jobs for the workers at a New Flyer facility just outside of Louisville, Kentucky, who just this week voted to unionize and join CWA. And I want to recognize New Flyer management for your commitment to build a positive and productive relationship with your workers. So, Minnesota, this is a transformative moment. The climate crisis has presented an historic challenge to our nation and to the world. It also presents a historic opportunity to create good jobs, to drive innovation, to generate prosperity in all communities. You know, last August, our administration made the single largest investment to fight the climate crisis in history. In just the last 6 months, that investment has already created more than 100,000 clean energy jobs. Many that includes many jobs that do not require a 4-year college degree, but do require the kind of skills building that the folks here train people to do. Jobs that offer salaries and benefits that allow folks to raise a family, to buy a home, to take a vacation from time to time, to retire with dignity. That's critically important. As we build America's future, as we strengthen America's economy, let us also strengthen the working people of America. We can do it all. We can do it all. So I'll close with this. As some of you may remember, in 2009, just a few months after he was elected, then Vice President Joe Biden stood in this plant. At the time, who was there? Okay, so you remember. And Mayor, I know you were there, we talked about that. At the time, here at this plant, you were producing cutting-edge hybrid transit buses. And then Vice President Biden said, and I'll quote, "This company is an example of the future." Well, a lot has changed in the past 14 years, but one thing has not. You are still an example of America's future. So I am here to say we are still counting on you, because here in St. Cloud, you are not just building better buses, you are building a better America. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all.
that pamphlet several times, and he pointed out the part that says all federal legislation should sunset and be reevaluated. He pointed out during the State of the Union address that members of both parties applauded when he said that both programs should be protected. But he said he'll believe the GOP agrees with him when he sees it in action. He said he'll be glad to lay down his budget next to theirs and start negotiations over the debt ceiling.
Republicans seemed shocked when I took out the pamphlets they were using about cutting Medicare. Maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe he's seen the Lord. But
Senator Scott has released an ad responding to Biden's criticism, saying that Biden is the one who made a proposal similar to this. He said that the president, back when he was a senator in 1975, said that all programs should be looked at, including Medicare and Social Security. And Senator Scott says Democrats have cut $280 billion from Medicare, though the Democrats say that that's because their plan lowers costs on the front end. Now, this stop is also designed to show Florida Democrats that the National Party hasn't forgotten about them, has not written them off. Obviously, Florida Republicans did very, very well last time around. Governor DeSantis won re-election by 19 points. So the question that some state party leaders have in the Democratic Party is whether the National Democratic Party is going to feed them resources and manpower and things like that. This would certainly be an early signal that the president does intend on doing that. And certainly with the 2024 race now just a couple of years away, it certainly appears that President Biden is going to run for re-election. The president is clearly indicating today that by being here just after the State of the Union, that he does not intend to write this state off. The President Trump won the state by only 3 points last time around, and President Biden is certainly going to, at a minimum, try to force the Republicans to play defense here on what has become increasingly Republican-red territory. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thanks so much. Yeah, it might be 2023 on the calendar, but all eyes on 2024. We really appreciate your updates right here on Live Now from Fox, as always. We are going to take a quick 2-minute break here on Live Now, everyone. We will then come back with more top stories and headlines from all over the country.